All right, guys, we're doing it live.
We're
Cool.
live. Welcome, everyone, to episode 26 of What the FiGPiN.
What the FiGPiN?
Hey, Battle, did you jump into the fryer?
Man, I just went face first, greased up, fell into that flaming hot fire. Fry guide my face. I decided to do a flash burn in my backyard and put my face next to it, so I'm recovering from that. So don't make too much fun of my face. Thankfully,
Well, I mean, it's just like Fry Guy said. He made his fries extra crispy. That's what was.
You were just attempting at that, right?
Yeah, this nose is extra crispy. Let me tell you what.
Well, thank you all for watching. We're really excited to do this. We decided to not have a guest on our show today. We're just doing a FWAP recap because I feel like there's a lot to unpack there. And we actually get to, peace and quiet a little bit. We get to discuss what happened and answer any questions for anyone that did not go that we weren't answering during our initial videos. So we're happy to do that. But before we get started, John, how are you?
I am doing very well, very well. Yeah, it's been a good day. I will share. So I'm sure you guys have seen me wearing my glasses a little bit more often. About 20 years ago, I had got laser eye surgery, and I was legally blind. So I remember how it was to be blind. And then I remember for the last 20 years what it's like to go ahead and not have to wear glasses. And then going blind for a second time in your life really sucks. So I think I'm going to have to start wearing them more and more often. It's my eyes are just continuing to age and I can't see without them. So
that's great.
Casey's joining us.
Wait, is it Casey?
Yeah, is she
joining the audio?
Is she hijacking the thing for sofa? Significant others of.
Does it say Casey's on there?
There you are.
I don't know how to switch it. So I was trying to do it with my other one. Let's
put one of them on mute so we can. But yeah, so I'm doing well. But yeah, this is going to be my new look. Probably more and more often is with glasses. So.
Hey, you look fantastic. Can you get laser eye surgery twice?
Yes.
Are you good?
So the eye doctor told me that my lens is pretty thin in the one eye. So he was like, I'm not the surgeon, but I wouldn't recommend it. You possibly can go blind. So I was like, well, I'd rather actually not go blind and have to deal with glasses. So we'll see what happens.
That's crazy. Can you do like a cornea replacement first or whatever it is? And then
sounds horrible.
Might as well just pop that new eyeball completely in.
There you go. Yeah.
I've saw Mission Impossible, I think.
You might need a new face first.
Yeah, you get new eyes. I just get a whole new face.
There you go. We'll be like, what's it called? Is that Nicolas Cage and John Travolta? Face Off. There you go.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Too funny.
Do we have I don't have the chat open yet. Do we have any shout outs, John?
Open it up.
Yeah, definitely. Cecilia was the very first commenter. She joined a little early, but she's popped in to say hi. We have Getty Up, Jib Steezy, Queen Nerd, Animus, Jason Nelson. Cecilia came back, SP Dragon Ball, Cosmo, Disney Fig Fan, Cody Spencer, Panda Evo, Zero, Fig Ben, Space Ghosts, Cameron, Baruto, Brad, Blue Fan. Some people, some new people.
That's awesome.
So welcome, guys. Thank you.
Welcome to What the FiGPiN.
It is kind of looking through. It is pretty neat. I know, of course, you probably saw on our Instagram page, we got to do a little interview with Getty Up. He was a super cool guy. I mean, we always have fun chatting with him on the side, but always getting to meet everybody in person was super fun. Who else is in here? Getty Up says that he got burned too, but of course he was probably just from the sun, not a fire flare. How fun.
So what I want to know before we get started is, what did everyone think of our shirts? I mean, John's representing. I need to wash mine still, so don't judge me.
I can turn around here.
Johnny G.
Yeah, again, man, we appreciate the the very generous FiGPiN collector that went and got these shirts for us. We provided the design, and they got them for us. So thank you so much again.
So if anyone doesn't know, we were trying really hard to bring shirts to hand out to everyone because everyone kept asking, "Where's my shirt? Where's my shirt?" That is something that we want to try and do. We're going to hand them out. Kind of fell through last minute, but stay tuned, maybe for something for the future. Who knows?
We got a couple people in the comments saying that they really liked them, so that's really cool. Baruto, I wonder if I'm pretty sure I said hi to him, but I can't put the face to the name now, so hopefully y'all were there. Zero says he doesn't like him because he didn't get one. FiGPiN, hey, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I got to meet FiGPiN in person. Super cool guy.
He had
a jersey.
The jersey, yeah, I saw that. It was really awesome.
Super cool. That was super cool. You know, kind of just a hilarious little side comment. We first get there and we're walking around, and Amato starts seeing all the different like FWAP and FiGPiN, you know, the jersey, our shirt, and his first comment was something like, "Another non like
sanctioned
shirt. This is great." We're just like, yeah, that's cool.
I'm like, well, we're an unsanctioned group, so yeah.
That was super fun. I was pumped about the shirt. I loved it.
So much stripped out in front of everyone. You just ripped off your and put on the other.
I was late, you know, so I was pretty upset. I don't know if everybody's heard the story already, but so I'd ordered a little holder for an iPad. I ordered a Bluetooth mic. None of them made it in time from Amazon. We even had Prime and everything. They didn't show up in time. Actually, I think we canceled it because they still haven't even showed up. I drove around all morning. Instead of getting there earlier, I went to like 4 Targets, 2 Best Buys. Nowhere in all of California had one. They were all too busy singing to their karaoke machines or something. So that kind of pissed me off. And then, of course, on our way back, we stopped at a Walmart in Flagstaff where I found that help me out. What pin was it? The new one.
AMX XL? Oh, the Full Metal Alchemist?
Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, I found him. And of course, they were loaded up with Bluetooth mics. So I was super pissed about that. Although I think the volume and the interviews came out fairly well, but I was hoping that production quality was going to be much better. But good learning curve nonetheless. And I have some much better ideas for our next few.
Definitely.
It was definitely a learning experience for sure. You know, it was just very loud. You got the music going, and then everyone's talking. So we just got to figure out a better way to, you know, do those in-person interviews without picking up so much background noise. But yeah.
I definitely am going to need a bunch more battery packs because I did bring one extra battery pack on my GoPro, the Volta, and by the time I left and I was on my way to Disney, I made it to Disney with 3% power left. I got like 2 pictures in and I was done for the rest of the night. So I didn't get to take as many cool pictures, but oh man, overall I had a blast.
Alex, what about yourself? How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right. Today we had our company does something called AbbVie Gives Back, and we go and help local communities. And so today we're doing a playground rebuild. So I'm exhausted. I came home, showered, and took a nap. So I'm good to go, though.
Very nice. Very cool. So before we go ahead and get started, I did want to go ahead and do some shout outs to some of the team that was at FWAP. So first, if you guys don't know, I was part helping trying to go ahead and coordinate some of the volunteer, or not coordinate, but get people to volunteer for it. So we just wanted to go ahead and send a big shout out to all of the volunteers that were able to go ahead and make it. You guys totally made the events. Extremely large shout out to Calvin, who coordinated the event for FiGPiN. So amazing job, dude. You totally nailed it. Blew it out of the park, man. So fantastic job. And then of course, you know, Amato, Dan, Travis, Eric, all of the artists, all of the you know, FiGPiN employees that were there. We just wanted to thank you guys for hosting such an amazing event. You know, from us, it was definitely amazing. And, you know, obviously the comments that we've been seeing not only on our stuff, but just in different social media platforms. It's definitely been very positive. So congratulations to you guys, and thank you again for another amazing event.
Yes,
I will
for sure.
second that. I know I had bugged Calvin a few times trying to get an interview from him, but he was working non-stop. Poor guy was tired. I bet he went home and passed out. So I second that. Thank you for all the volunteers, all of the employees that were there working the event. You know, they had a hard, long day, and everybody was still upbeat, even at the very end. So we appreciate your time, the effort, and an amazing little gig.
100% agree. For sure.
And I guess we also want to thank Amato and that team for allowing us to go ahead and be there and participate with them and kind of bridge that gap of those that couldn't go ahead and join in a physical space in the digital environment. We really appreciate you choosing us to do that for you. So hopefully that everyone enjoyed it, and it was a great time. So thank you guys.
It's so much fun. It was exhausting and hot, but it was so much fun.
You know, I think that was the general consensus still, that one, they did much better with the tents. You just can't beat Mother Nature. She's always going to win. It was a scorcher out there. I think the biggest feedback was we just need a few bit of more shade, but they did continue to pass the water around, all of that stuff too. So definitely some improvements, but yeah, we'll definitely hope to see some more shade sometime.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I really am hoping to get to meet this person very soon, because she just said a very, very funny comment in the chat. And Colorful Jamie, good evening. Thank you. We love being nerdtastic people. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, I will personally say it's probably why I do this, right? But my favorite part of it was just walking around, getting to say so hi to everybody, so many people. I saw FiGPiN Alert say howdy in here. It was so cool to see him, Professor FiGPiN, Zero, FiGPiN, Pandemic. I mean, the list goes on. Samurai, he was such a cool guy to finally meet in person. The list goes on and on and on. I think Frankenstein, I met him, but didn't know until later somebody knew it was like the badge. So yeah, that was my favorite part of it all, was trying to put faces to aliases, all of that stuff. So I had a super good time. Thank you, everybody who took the time to chat with me and tell me hi. And I hope we do it a lot more.
Yep.
What I found funny was, so I went with my husband this year, and so many people that, I know people's like Discord names or, YouTube names as they're making comments, but a lot of time you don't know their face or their actual name until you get to meet them in person. And so many people, because we're on this type forum, that they know what we look like. So everyone was like, hey, Alex, hey, and I was just like, hey, and then get to be introduced to so many people. And my husband looks at me, he was like, are you low-key famous or something? And that just made me laugh. Like, I don't know, but a lot of people know who I am. So this is
awesome.
great. It was awesome. It's very humbling to know that, so many people watch our show and appreciate what we do. So
agreed. Yeah. When I got back to Disneyland, Casey was just like, did you have any fans? And I was like, people actually said hi to me. Like, yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah.
That's definitely fun.
So should we break it down and start and talk about, from the
let's do it. So, you guys, well, I know I gave some shout outs, and I didn't go ahead and give it to two very important people. Obviously, Allix and Battle, you guys did an amazing job. So thank you for representing what the FiGPiN. Again, I'm disappointed in myself about being sick and not having to I had to cancel my plans to be there, but just wanted to go ahead and thank you guys so much. You did an amazing job. So appreciate you, being the best what the FiGPinners there are there.
We definitely missed you, man. Everybody was asking for you. We would have loved to have you. Make sure you're there next time.
Definitely.
Sure.
So you guys got to go ahead and I did obviously was keeping up with the IG videos that were going on. So you got to go ahead and get to do the whole experience from start to finish. So let's go ahead and talk about the whole entrance and what that looked like, and then how did you guys go ahead and follow, get through the that experience there. So what did that look like? I know that when we first went live on Zoom, it wrapped around the building. And I think you guys walked so far away that we lost you because you were connected to Wi-Fi, and the line was that long that you lost the Wi-Fi there. So what did that look like?
So it wrapped it wrapped around the building almost quite a bit, like 3/4 of the way around the building. It took probably about, what would you say, over an hour and a half for everyone to get through the line to get actually into the event, would you say?
It was still going for a while.
It was. So I felt really bad for those people at the very end that stood there in that line for that long just to even get into the event. And then there was the line to do the purchase tent. So that was at probably a good 3-hour wait in that line. So it was a line con for sure. But yeah, I think once people got in, they started enjoying themselves.
I remember the one funny thing was, as you guys were, right when we started, we went ahead and we were walking the line, saying hi to people and just kind of getting a gauge of what the line looked like. And I remember at one point, just how the camera, as you guys were walking, I was like, oh, that wasn't too bad. That, and then, because it was like the building and there was a very last person. And then it was like, a space in between the building. And I was like, oh, that's not that bad of a line. You guys like, no, here's the other line. And they didn't want to stay in the sun. So they were staying behind the building. And I was like, oh, this line even goes further. Yeah. So that was pretty interesting that people were trying to stay out of the sun as much as they could.
One clever thing I did see one of the guests have, I wish I could remember the alias if we happen to know them, but they had the built-in umbrellas on their backpack. So they had their own personal shade all day, which was a heck of a good idea.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, I know kind of to break it from the very beginning, of course, you lined up, you walked through the line. What they did is they had a booth set up right at the very front. Aggie Mickey was holding it off. I know Legacy Fox was holding it off. A couple of the FiGPiN employees. Jackie, I know, was there working it for a while. I think they all switched too. So if I get them wrong, since I saw them throughout the whole day, I might not know. I know there's a couple other people Getty Up was handing out the bracelets. So what they tried to do was they tried to go down the line prior to them getting to the tent to make sure they could check them in, get them their wristband. By the time they got to the tent, that's where they would be handed their card. If you had your money on you right there, you could buy your first $15 FiGPiN coin if you were going to do the shop part. They would put the wristband on you, they'd give you the card, and then they would kind of tell you if you needed anything else. And then you would actually go back to that same booth after you completed all the different spots to pick up your FWAP exclusive stitch and the logo, which I have, but I think I have them in the other room. There you go. All right. That logo is so cool. I love the glitter.
Look at my shirt. Look how cool it looks compared to the.
It looks like the same thing.
I can grab Stitch. Hold on.
Yeah, that stitch was really cool. What's actually funny is people started sending some pictures of it, but it was like the Disney version pin and all that. And he had already finished his ice cream. So I thought it was such a cool rendition that it was all glitters, stacked, piled high, the shades, all of that. So it was something very special for the FiGPiN community. The LE of 500 was awesome. Oh, thank you, Casey. She's watching.
Thank you, Casey. Very cool. I love that pin, man. So cool.
Yeah, so that was kind of the intro. Alex, do you kind of want to go through what maybe the first 10 of activities was?
Sure. So most people hit up the purchase tent first. There was 4 tiers that you could choose from for purchasing. I don't know. Some people took pictures of it. I don't remember all the tiers, but I know you had to spend the $75 to be able to get your logo and 1 free token. And then I think if you spent $150, I think you got a an AP, maybe a random AP along with the logo and your token. You could buy extra tokens that were $15 a piece, and you use those tokens to then play the game. So once you got through, and you also received your mission card, right? Or no, that was one of the stamps, was go through the purchase tent.
Yeah.
So you got your first stamp there. Then from there, you could really do anything you wanted. There was the portal to pick an order number to help try and get someone else a logo. There was the random Fig Boost thing. I don't know what exactly it was called. Remember battle to get like the extra points.
Fig. Go Fig.
Awesome. Yep. So there was that. There was the cool Disney pin trader booth. So they had some cool options where you could either like their Instagram and then follow them, and then they would give you a Disney pin to use for trading, or you could hand them one like common FiGPiN, and then they would trade you 2 Disney pins from there. So you had to do a trade to get a stamp for there. The secret tent was amazing. The hands down. Are we allowed to talk about it now?
Well, so I will say that we are not leaking any information. There have been some other posts today that we can go ahead and comment on those. So we officially are not going ahead and leaking any information, because other people have went ahead and put a list together of some of the pins licenses that were announced in the secret tent. So yes, we can go ahead and talk about that. We can spend some time on that. So
don't hold us to it. You didn't hear it from us first. This is what the FiGPiN from somebody else. And
exactly.
What the FiGPiN? Those are so cool.
Okay.
Before we start, and in case Amato and Dan and everyone's watching, Allix and Battle were true to their word. They didn't even share to me any of the stuff that was being shared. So I had to go ahead and kind of do some hunting myself and see if there was anyone leaking anything online, which obviously people were talking about it. So yeah, so Allix and Battle, they didn't even spill the beans to me. So I was a little upset with them. We had some animosity towards each other on Saturday and Sunday, but we're okay now.
The funny thing is, my husband, who was there with me, he even said, like, what's in there? And I was like, you have to go in there. Like,
you gotta
just look for yourself. I'm not gonna. He's like, you're really not gonna tell me? I'm like, no, go in the tent. So don't worry, John. I didn't even tell Joe. So
what was really funny was Getty Up was working the booth when because I didn't get to go in that secret tent till pretty late in the day. I was hanging out with Austin. I think Johnny from Tag'em was there. So what up? And so I got to the front, and Getty Up was just like, you better go in there in a hurry. We got to talk about some stuff. And I'm like, I think I know what you're referring to, but I don't want to know yet. So I go in there and I get so excited. I think I ended up starting to yell. And before I realized I was yelling, I was just like, oh, like, got to keep my voice down, okay, whatever. And then right after I stopped yelling, I just see Getty Up like pick his little head in and look at me. And he was just like, you see it? And I was like, hell yeah.
Yep, definitely. So I'll go ahead and again, this is not our list. It was compiled by someone else. But some of the things that have been confirmed by people that want to remain anonymous that attended the event, we have Aladdin, Animaniac. Again, these could be true or not true, but I'm just sharing what the list is that we can go ahead and see from others online. Aladdin, Animaniacs, Attack on Titan, Batman the Animated Series. This is one of my favorite ones here is Beast Wars Transformers. We have Merida from Brave, Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Z /Super. And if it does say in parentheses Piranga, and if that's true, man, I am totally psyched about that one. That's pretty cool. DuckTales, absolutely amazing. The Flintstones, Frozen, Garfield, Goofy, Gremlins, Invader Zim, the Jetson, Kingdom Hearts, Halloweentown costumes, which that would be amazing.
That would be super cool.
Amazing.
Looney Tunes, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which I know that you were freaking out about. So Minecraft, which I believe was announced before the event, but definitely very cool. We knew about the Major League Baseball, but I believe they actually showed the some of the pins that were in the secret tent. Monsters Inc., My Hero Academia, action poses, including a brand new Hawks, My Little Pony, Naruto, One Piece, Sailor Moon, Scooby-Doo villains, The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, The Book of Boba Fett, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the comics and cartoon villains. Winnie the Pooh, one of my favorite, not my all-time favorite Disney movie, but definitely one of my favorite ones up there, Wreck-It Ralph, more X-Men animated series, and of course, what I would consider to be at the time, growing up in the 90s, competition with Pokemon is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. So I know that's a huge list, but I wanted to go ahead and kind of get it out there. Again, we have not leaked anything. This is just information that was compiled by users from what they were sharing. So we cannot guarantee that any of these pins are being released or not, but we just wanted to go ahead and share what the list was that's out there for those that weren't able to join. So what do you think, Alex? What are you liking?
Well, just to give you an idea, so when you went in the secret tent, right, there was a little monitor and it flashed these new pins. I think there was like a second and a quarter between each flash.
So let me ask you before you go on. Was it the actual pins or was it just the license?
The actual pins. You got to see what they look like. But it was a very quick transition. So before you could even really watch it, look at each one, it was already flipped to the next one. So it was very quick. I guess you could have stayed in there much longer to keep watching the rotation, but as you just listed all of those, there was a lot to go through. So it took a good couple minutes for it to go through the whole thing. But yeah, it was a lot so fast at you. And I was just like, oh,
and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that we saw FiGPiN Alerts maybe post something on his IG page that they were actually kind of pushing you out of the room at one point. And I'm pretty sure he had mentioned that if you wanted to go ahead and get the whole experience, you had to wait online 2 or 3 times to go ahead and see all of the different pins that were available. So I'm not sure. Maybe because you guys went in there a little bit earlier, they weren't doing that. But I think as kind of the day went on and people started doing it, they might have had to try to push people through. So
yeah, I was lucky enough to go in before really the crowd came in. So I got to see all the way through. But yeah, it was just, again, it was so fast. Like some of those that you were listing off, I'm like, I do recall seeing some of those, but yeah, I can't even picture
what
things look like anymore.
Yeah,
it was just fast.
Yeah, and then you'd see one and get so excited, then it was over, and you're like, wait a minute, and then there would be something else. You'd be like, oh, but, and then it was just like in one ear, out the other. It was pretty awesome. Zero said it was a 3 minute 40-second video. So there was some lineups going through there that I'm sure everybody forgot.
Yep. So I did see someone go ahead and some people are saying some of the pins that they did see, Dark Magician. People are saying Exodia. So did you see was Exodia on the video?
Maybe.
Is that a yes or no?
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! You had to get all 5 cards of all 5 pieces of Exodia, and you won the game.
Okay.
It was an automatic win for the game.
Beyond my scope. Sorry.
I will or will not say that it was an awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Lineup.
Yeah, but some people are saying that Nightcrawler would be awesome. Sentinels.
Okay, so with Animus saying Sentinels, Getty and I talked about this. We have to get XLs back, and I got a couple ideas for FiGPiN if they want to get me on to make it happen. We got to get the XLs back. We got to get the Dragonzors. If we need the big Sentinels, we got to have them in XL. If we got to get the Blue Eyes White Dragon, the Exodias, those have to be in scale for the hardcore collectors.
I agree. I totally agree. Very cool.
But yeah, everyone kept coming up to me and was like, your walt's gonna hurt, Alex, just so you know. And I'm like, great.
Well, I mean, with a lineup that large, yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to go ahead and it's definitely going to hurt a lot of people's wallets. The Kingdom Hearts Halloweentown costumes, I mean, if that is true, are you guys excited about those?
I will just say, I don't think there was a single thing in there I wasn't pumped about.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Demon Slayer, I'm glad that they're doing more of that. Of course, the Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia.
I will say too, some of the action poses that the crowd was talking about just now, they're really getting creative in that space, and it's not your standard stand-up anymore. They're turning them awesome.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, Panda Evo. I totally agree. There should be a Chernobog and it has to be an XL. Absolutely.
100%.
Yep. And then you get Mickey, we already have a Sorcerer Mickey, so that would be awesome having those two guys together.
I saw FiGPiN Alerts to do a shout out earlier. I happened to casually stalk him without knowing it was him and saw a couple things that pointed me to realize it was him. And so I snuck up to him and I'm like, gotcha. And he was just like, hey, what's up? I was like, can I get an interview? He was like, no way.
Hey, I've been asking him every couple of months, like, are you ready to come on? I was like, we could even do like the blurred out face or whatever if you want to do it.
And the
like,
voice changer.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta those crazy cartel shows where it's like a blackout and it has that voice changer on it. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like, I'm pretty sure those used to be on Unsolved Mysteries when they would talk.
Yeah. Or do the silhouette, right? Like the white coming from behind you and you can't see anything,
awesome.
so you're all black.
Heck yeah.
Oh man, too funny.
Very cool. Well, I mean, look, there's plenty to be excited about there. If you didn't think that their lineup was touching pretty much every aspect or genre of any type of pop culture, sports, or whatever, I mean, you can see from everything that I read that it's really going ahead and kind of spreading that gamut across every little bit of thing. So I'm excited to see what they go ahead and do with it. It's going to be amazing for sure.
Derek just put a comment in. It was so cool to meet him. I'm going to have to brush up on my video editing skills quite a bit, but I did a little hyperlapse behind all the FiGPiN artists, watching all the people come in and out, watching them move like ants. On our IG live right now, I actually have the video where I went to each one of them, said hi to them, asked them a little bit about what lines they drew, what they got their hands dirty with. And I would really like to be able to kind of like do a little still frame, who they are, name and little IG handle, and then like a little couple blurbs of their sweetest pins of each. Short little interviews with each of them was super fun. They're super interesting people. I went and followed a couple of their IG handles, and they got some cool stuff on there outside of FiGPiN, because of course they're artists for many facets. So that was probably another one of my favorite parts, and it was kind of neat that they kind of had an idea about what we did too. So that was kind of cool. I really enjoyed that.
That was awesome for sure. Well, let's move on to the artist tent then. So you guys had the opportunity to meet. Was it all of the artists, Allix and Battle, that was part of the team?
They flew every artist in, from my understanding.
So that's definitely amazing. So you go ahead and get to go chat with the artist if you want something signed. I saw that they had all pens, different colored pens available to go ahead and sign. So tell us a little bit about that experience and what that looked like.
Yes, that's so cool. I saw somebody else give me that idea, and I thought that was the most clever thing I had to get signed. So I did. I passed that down the line and got it signed.
I was gonna say that's how I got the idea from you, Battle.
Nice. Yeah, I saw somebody do it, and I'm like, I've been thinking about what I have to get signed all day. And the only one I wish I missed is I should have had, Amato, Trevor, Travis, everybody else sign it too, but I'll get it next time.
Yep.
To kind of go back to your question, John, I mean, I would have to go back and watch the interview because I was just out the whole time. I mean, the things.
So
that
I believe when you I think maybe when we went up to them during the live Zoom, you had asked Eric what was the most interesting thing that anyone had asked him to sign. And I know you went back to them later. Did he have an answer for you? Because I don't think he knew I don't think he had that many people at that point. So what did he share what the most interesting thing that someone had him sign was?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Okay.
Like I said, I'd probably have to go back and watch that video. I kind of want to say I did follow up with that question. I just don't recall what it was.
No problem. No problem. Sounds
He
good.
did share a pretty cool. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I didn't realize how tall Eric was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That
I was
was
cool. Like, oh hey.
You know, one of the cool stories that he did share was how like the rare Thanos came about and how he was trying to be economical with it, just tried to do a black scale on it, just see how the lines worked, and it ended up turning out to be something pretty darn cool. So that little side story was pretty neat. You know, they had some of like the FiGPiN Star Wars logo shirts on, all that, so I was super pumped. It was really neat to start meeting some of the artists who basically have decorated this entire room, less the ones that are now in canisters. But it's a really neat thing to like look at it and then say, well, I talked to Derek or I talked to Eric or whoever, you know, who's in part of the Star Wars or who's part of the anime TV. So that was really a cool part for me. I enjoyed that.
That's nice. Very cool. Alex, what was your experience like with the artists?
They were just very personable. So that was the first time meeting some of them, but yet, like I said earlier, people knew who I was. So that means that they obviously watched the show, which was very humbling. And I mean, I was just excited to see them, but they almost seemed just as excited to see us, which was awesome. But yeah, it was just awesome just talking to them. We didn't, funny enough, we didn't really talk too much about FiGPiN. We were just talking about, you know, the area and how they want Portillo's and we want In-N-Out Burger over this way. So I was like, you can have Portillo's, so it's all right. But yeah, it was just cool just being able to talk, not shop to, you know, someone and just hang out and get to know them. So
very cool. Very cool. So let's move on to another tent. So do you guys want to talk about the Go Fig tent, or do we want to talk about the oh my gosh, well, I can't remember, where you had to go ahead and input the order number and try to get someone on the list to get a logo?
I think that was the portal, right?
Yeah, so the portal. So which one do you want to talk about next?
You pick that.
Let's talk about the portal.
All right, so the portal. So you had to have placed an order, and you know, if someone was at the event, you could give them your order number, and then they would put it into the portal. And out of those people that were put into the portal, a select few were given a logo added to their order for shipping. So I know that Battle, we went ahead and did it. And I think Alex, we also did it live, where we had asked some people, hey, give us your order number. And you both got a chance to go ahead and hopefully help. Hopefully it did get added to their orders. But that was definitely a pretty cool experience there. So did you meet anyone that when they did put the order number in was it like automatically up? I did see some people saying that they did get it pretty quickly, that they did see the update on their order. So did you get to meet anyone that had taken advantage of the portal and had their logo added to the order?
I think that was required to obtain a stamp to be able to get your stitch at the end, was go through the portal. So hopefully everyone that was there, you know, went through and gave a bunch of people at home some logos. So
actually, one of the questions I was going to ask you was, do you remember who we were chatting with? Like, I know when I was doing the live, I was like, John, ask the viewers, give me an order number, and you rattled a number off to me, and I typed it in.
Oh man, I don't remember who the two people were that we chose that, you know, that wanted. I apologize.
Well, if you're in the show now, comment us, let us know. But it was kind of neat because it was a two-sided thing, right? Like if you had somebody that you knew in one of the Discords, or like in our fashion, we could ask and somebody give us a number. But if you were just there and participating, but maybe not necessarily knew anybody that had an order in, they had a big screen and there was orders just rolling across the screen, and you could just type in a set of numbers. You could look at the screen, find one, type it in. So there was a couple people who, you know, were just going random. So it was kind of a cool little combo of being there and helping the people out at the house.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that for sure. It was nice to go ahead and give people a chance to that weren't able to attend the event to at least have one of the pins added to their order. So that was definitely cool. So let's go ahead and move over to the Go Fig tent. Which Battle, I know that you chose a very, very amazing pin. Your first off the line rare Thanos. And I believe that you first hit max boost, right? And then it went ahead and they gave you the 20 points.
Correct.
As a consolation. So Alex, what pin did you choose?
So to back up just for a quick second, I wasn't given a quest card because I didn't buy like a an entry, you know, but my husband did get one, and so he got to experience the whole like go through every tent. And I mean, I went to every tent just kind of watch what people are doing, but I didn't get to experience it myself. But he actually got a very awesome pin randomly for doing the purchase. It was an AP Statue of Liberty.
Very jealous. I remember seeing that. Very jealous there.
I love that pin.
So we went ahead and used that for the Go Fig. And I don't know how many times I said this during the event. I don't have good luck at all. I have horrible luck. So I made Joe do it. And he actually, so there was many options. I don't know if you guys remember the video. There was 9 options, right? So who was the gentleman with the keyboard?
Kyle.
Yeah. So Kyle had the keyboard. You showed him your serial number. It was supposed to be a pin that you had there, but they actually weren't checking to see if you actually physically had it. And then he would enter in the serial number, and then the boxes would start moving, you know, trying to on all 9. And there was an option of what? Max boost, min boost, and then a bunch of different quantities of extra like story score. So max was like 100 extra story score points down to, was it 15 maybe?
Yeah. So I guess I don't know what the min boost was, but I think if I were to guess, max and min boost gave you the 20 points. Then there was all the way from, I think, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 to 100, somewhere in that combo of 9 options. And so like for myself, I hit the max boost. So that gave me the 20 extra points. But then I know on your Lady Liberty,
Joe hit 100.
Oh man, I wish I had that one so bad.
Yep. I was very happy. Made a more awesome pin, even more awesome. Again, I don't have that kind of luck. It would have been a min boost if I hit it. So
let me tell you kind of a fun little add-on to that was, you know, because I had done it the first time live. I went back and tried to visit every station more than once to kind of get a secondary recap, see how I was going through the day. Well, Kyle was, you know, gracious enough to let me do for what the Fig pin multiple times. And I just used my same pin. And, you know, I'm over there like, is this going to work again? Like, I'm going to do it again. Do I get extra points? And he was just like, yeah, you'll get extra points, but we're going to scrub it at the end of the day. And you'll basically have the first one that you get. And I was like, all right, that's cool with me. I'll get to tell the story, you know? So with that being said, I probably went back 3 or 4 times just doing the videos and like trying to show people how to do it. Well, so I got a couple of the Go Figs. It put me in the UR. It got snapped. So I hit the snap card and I got min boosted. But before I got min boosted, I added my snap card, my Vader snap card to it. So I would like to show off that for
Hold on. Let me get you in the big screen. There you go.
A very, very brief moment in history. I was tied with the almighty Mickey's Walt and his logo is Awesome Fest logo. But that, of course, didn't last. One, because it got min boosted, so I lost all my boosts. And then, of course, two, once they scrubbed it at the end of the night, I didn't have like, I think the first time I got max boosted. I think the other two times I got like 55 and 55 points. So he was way up there in power. So I made sure I took a screenshot just so I could have it for my claim to fame for 15 minutes. But yeah, now you know.
I would have ran over to the Disney booth and waved it in his face. Like, look.
I may or may not have. I may or may not have. And he was the one that was like, go back and do it again.
So, I mean, Battle, although that's a very impressive score, still don't have the most, most powerful pin. Even Mickey's Vault doesn't have the most powerful pin yet.
Yeah. You cheater.
All right, we haven't seen yours. Can you remind me what it is?
No, I'm not gonna. I can't share.
Can't share it with me? Well, I was right behind you at one moment in time. All right. Right. I was this close, but they just stripped my powers away.
Yep.
Now, could you have gone potentially to the GoFig booth multiple times with different pins?
I believe so. Yeah, like if you were to buy a pin there and wanted to stand in that line again, you could take that other one, go and get it, hit your button, and get another couple. There was so many people there. I mean, I'm sure Kyle has a photographic memory, but I don't think I could have kept up if they had been there or not. And if they gave me another pin or a new pin, I mean, I'm sure you could have. Yeah.
I missed potential apparently on our end.
Yeah.
Well, another really cool part about that GoFig. Well, let me change the style up on this so I can actually get to it.
Let me put you on speaker so we have a better view of you.
But not only did you get the opportunity to get a certain pin boosted or an extra story card, plus show that pin has now been at FWAP, which is super cool. Hopefully they're testing it with their geo tag kind of stuff. But it also gave you an additional badge for 500 points.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna change the question mark, but it just says question mark FiGPiN event card. Now that 500 points, of course, now gave you one more boost.
That's pretty cool.
So if you have a Ultra Vader, for example, or if you have any of those other ones, you can potentially have up to 8 boosts in a single account now, which is super, super cool.
That's definitely cool. Well, I wish I would have given you guys, one of my serial numbers to go ahead and at least get me the extra boost. If I would have known that, I definitely would have asked you guys to go ahead and help me out with that one.
You should have definitely taken your max pin. That is
So let's go ahead and I see some people already talking about their favorite fruit right now, which is strawberry. So at the game tent, right? We had a few games there. We had a Fig Tac-Toe. We had of course, you had to bring up, not bring up, but bring back the Fig Plinko game. And then they had a spin the wheel. So
a ball toss.
They had a ball toss too?
Yes. There was
I forgot about the ball toss. Yes, I do remember seeing that now. Yep. So everyone is talking about how much they love strawberry now, right? So strawberry was the least
here, let me grab a card.
The least prize worthy, and mint was the best color to go ahead and land on. I know that some people have already said that they were very happy to land on mint. If I remember correctly, I know that Jeff from FiGPiN Chasers, he got a mint, and I believe that mint card kind of got him a AP My Hero Academia box set.
That thing.
There was some amazing pins that if you landed on mint, that you were getting some great pins. I know that I'm pretty sure I've seen some people getting Ultra Vader APs as well. So pretty awesome prizes. But then we go to the strawberry on the opposite end of the spectrum, and they're handing out stickers. So I know that some people were very upset about that. Instead of just handing a maybe a common pin or something different. But what was your guys' experience? What was your favorite game? Go ahead and share your guys' thoughts.
So one, I have to do a shout out to Cody Wilson. He was the man when it came to that tic-tac-toe. He won it so many times, and it was a guaranteed mint just because it was so hard to do. Everyone was trying and everyone was failing, but Cody, I think, won it like 8 times or something crazy like that. So he won some amazing prizes. So it was pretty awesome to see his collection at the end of the day. But yeah, so you had the tic-tac-toe, we had Plinko, which was, a guaranteed prize, but yeah, it varied from, they had 1 slot for mint. I think they had 2 spots for blueberry, which was a random AP. There was raspberry, which was I believe it was a AP logo, if I remember correctly. And then there was strawberry, which was could be a sticker, another token maybe.
Yep. FiGPiN Alerts is saying, he says, I hope next year it's only FiGPiN stickers. I love paying $15 for free items you can get with online orders.
Oh man. So that is one of the bad downsides of that.
Yes. So, and don't get me wrong, so if anyone from FiGPiN is watching, I still love the event, but I think there's a consensus going around. So last year when we went, every $50 you got a token, right? And that's what you got to play the games with, whether you played, the Plinko games for it, or you just turned them in for a mystery box or whatnot. But this year, no matter how much money you spent at the tent, the purchase tent, you only got 1 token. If you wanted multiple tokens, you had to buy them at $15 a piece. So then when you did go play the games, I mean, not saying they weren't winnable. Obviously, Cody proved that wrong, but a lot of us, didn't have that luck for, like, say, the ball toss or the tic-tac-toe. So yeah, you did spend $15 for nothing, or it's not nothing, it was the fun of the game also. But then if you did win, which was awesome, those strawberry ones, like FiGPiN Alerts, $15 for a free sticker is a kick in the pants, and I'm pretty sure he won quite a few of them.
Yeah.
So
not to make fun, FiGPiN Alerts, we're sorry.
Exactly.
It does.
I'm sure, I think Jeff also won a bunch of stickers. So every time I played, I won a freaking strawberry. So I gave all my tokens then to Joe because I wasn't gonna play anymore. I kept getting strawberries. So
he was the luckier one, huh? Yeah. Do either of you guys have the new coin on you? We have Brad asking if we can show what that looks like.
Yes.
If Casey's watching, can you bring me the card on the coin?
Casey, we need you.
Yeah, she's the best. She's been taking care of me and my burned up face.
Stuff, don't worry.
I will say though that I guess some of the things that I read while she's pulling that out is, since you paid the $15 for the pin, it could have at least, instead of the sticker, of course.
Hold on, Battle. Hold on, sorry. Alex, if you just want to go ahead and talk so it goes to you as speaker.
Yep. So here's the 2022 FiGPiN token for the games. It's got the year on it, or the date. And then on the back, it does say Blue Awesome again in the middle. So that's pretty awesome. I'm trying to get this so you can see it better.
Yep, it's coming in clear.
Okay, cool.
Awesome, thank you. Sorry, Battle. Go ahead and finish your sentence. I apologize.
Yeah, basically just some of the people were typing that, since you paid the $15 for the coin, instead of the stickers being the low end of it, that you're paying $15 a sticker. Sure, you're playing the game and all that, but maybe something like their what's the sale they got going on right now? The losing license sale kind of thing.
And the license, yeah.
So like the things that were discounted already that they're trying to get rid of, at least they could have gotten some kind of common, cheaper FiGPiN, just so that you were coming away with a little bit more than a sticker. But, to just play devil's advocate, I honestly truly think, a cheaper common would have been much preferred. But Amato said on Tufu's interview before, he's like, that's the name of the game. Like, it's
sure.
not going to be AP focused this time. We're trying to build, we want everybody to visit every tent. You could win some glorious prizes, but if you're not so clever at some of the fair games, you also roll the dice and could have a critical fail on some of those and come out with some fancy stickers.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I mean, I thought the games definitely were cool. FiGPiN obviously was pretty awesome. Liked how they did that. Tic-tac-toe, I know Bubble Tips had been kind of manning that at least for the first hour or so. I know he was there doing that, so that was pretty cool to see him handling that piece of it.
Oh man,
I totally forgot about the ball toss. I remember that. That was. Did you guys see anyone win any mint on that one, or?
I think I at least saw a few. I mean, that hole wasn't very big, but there was a couple sharpshooters out there.
So what was difficult about that is you had to throw underhand.
Oh, see, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, so you couldn't throw it overhand. You had to do underhand. So it was a little more difficult that way. And then the blueberry
ones. Especially for like the ones that were just as tall. They were like the smaller holes, so having to kind of throw it underhand would be a little tough.
And then the one for the guaranteed random AP, the blueberry one, that was down at the very bottom too, so that was kind of difficult. I was able to randomly get it through that one, so I actually scored one myself.
Nice.
But yeah, it was difficult. Everyone was calling the wheel of anxiety. So
you know what? I saw this one little kid, it was like they went up to what's the game where Price is Right. Price is Right. Yeah. I mean, the little kid goes up there and gets the full in it. And that thing spun for like 10 minutes. It just it does never stop. It was hilarious.
That's funny.
You know what? The thing was, it was really cool to see Bubble Tips there. I think on the live, actually, when I first had him describing the games, I was giving him a hard time because I know I am not the best Carney game player myself. I didn't play that one because I know I can't make that ring on the pin. And so I was giving him a hard time like, man, these carnival rigs are game. Like, you can't win this. That ring is smaller than the pinhole. And he was like, no, it's not. So he goes and puts them on there. And I'm like, man, you got super bouncy things on there. It's going to shoot them out. And I was just giving him a hard time. So that was
That's really funny. Cool. That's funny. So Lethal Pacifist just says that Superfly won a mint on the ball toss. And if he remembers correctly, it was a Princess box set.
Dang.
That's a nice win for sure.
I would say if there was one thing I would go back and do would actually participate in some of those games and try to win me some APs. I just never got around to it. I was just having too much fun. And yeah, I mean, I got a couple things, but I never actually went and tried to test my luck. So if I was gonna go back and do it again, I'd have probably tried to walk away with a few APs from that event. But overall, I'm glad I saved some money. Of course, trying to get back into the workforce. So, but I wanted them so bad.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And I think the last thing we didn't talk about, well, two things that we didn't talk about. One we'll touch on quickly. They had some food trucks there. It looked like they had some tents set up. So did you guys have any of the food there? Were you able to eat, or did you just go ahead and walk around?
I had some food. It was very good. I had was buffalo chicken over tots.
That was so good. I ate those too. Those were bomb.
Very nice.
Really good.
That's cool.
And ice cream tent as well, or like a truck, which was awesome.
Ice cream was much needed because it was so hot. And
oh man, I'm sure that food truck made a killing.
Yes.
So the last tent that I'm pretty sure we haven't talked about is the Disney pin trading tent. I know that we touched a little bit about what you had to do at the tent, but how did you guys interact with them? I know that there was a few traders there that and Battle. I remember, I think it was me and you that were talking with them, that you were able to go ahead and like them, and they gave you something extra or something. I can't remember what it was. So do you want to go ahead and talk about that, guys?
Sure. You want to start off, Alex?
Go ahead, Battle.
So my interaction with him, I had a few, and I kind of tried to dive in a little bit more each time I went back. The bare gist of it was, you went up to the tent, you introduced yourself, you got to meet a couple of the people from the Disney pin community, the trading community. They had pins everywhere. I mean, so many cool pins, so many pins I never even realized that were ever made. Again, when we're starting to merge these communities, I know my wallet was going to hurt, because now, like, I saw a couple werewolf pins I wanted. I went and saw a soaring pin from the California Adventures ride. So Casey and I went and rode that, and I picked one up from Disney. So that was really cool to see. And then what the event part of it was is you could either come up with a FiGPiN or any other Disney pin that you had, and you could actually trade them just like you could at one of the parks. With that, you could either pick from it or they would give you another one. If you didn't want to trade, you could still participate in the event and get your stamp by following the two different ladies that were there. I can't remember what their handles are off the top of my head. I do have it in the live session though. But basically it was, they said who they were. They do live shows. I know one of the ladies, she travels to every Disney park over there. So she's part of like the Million Mile Flight Club, and she goes to Tokyo, I think she says, like once a month. Like, wow, how cool would that be? And so she's, comes back with all these Tokyo pins and all that stuff. And so really all what you had to do was just, they had a little QR code. If you scanned it and you liked them and just showed them that you followed them, they would actually give you a free Disney pin and stamp your card. So I thought that was a really, really cool addition that they added to that. And kind of just, I mean, I have a whole bunch of Disney pins up here, and it just kind of got me excited to get more involved. I know on Fry Guys videos, I've been joining a couple of their Pop Shop lives. They have a bunch of really cool Disney pins, and when I watch them, they're like, again, I saw the werewolf one on his. There was a limited edition soaring one that I absolutely loved. There's so many awesome pins.
Awesome.
So since we're talking about Disney pins, of course, I had to go to Disney on Friday before, everything. Just, we're also big Disney nerds. So I picked up this one, and so it's probably backwards, but it says, whoa, too much enthusiasm, and it's disgust from inside out. She is my spirit animal. So if you haven't seen that movie, you need to watch it. But yeah, it's just thought I'd share.
That is really cool. I don't think I ended up walking away with one. I'm not sure why, but I was having too much fun just telling them all about it and getting their points of it. But yeah, it was pretty darn neat. They had some really, really cool pins.
For sure.
Definitely very awesome. Since you talked about the parks and you guys went to Disneyland, any luck finding the Doctor Strange Scarlet Witch park exclusives while you were there?
Negative on my end.
Oh man, I know. Maybe they haven't put them out yet. I mean, hopefully they'll they'll be hitting the park soon. But they look cool. So excited for that.
Amato was carrying around the AP versions at one point. I saw them in hand, but I didn't get to actually like.
They look so cool too.
That's awesome.
I was able to pick up a copy of the Woody, Hercules, Hades, and the Stitch one while I was in Disney.
Yeah, so the Stitch was the one that I hadn't gotten myself yet, so that was really cool to see there. One of the first stores, as soon as I walk into California Adventure, I posted it on my page, walked into that first store, turned the corner, and there was just a whole wall of FiGPiNs, and I took that picture and shared it because it was awesome to see.
That's cool. Very cool. Well, I think we chatted about everything. Unfortunately, Fry Guy did send us, or tried to send us, the question, his video with the question for the giveaway, but he's in limited internet capability / cell phone service capability, and it never came through to us. So we don't have his giveaway for today. So actually next week, and Alex, I'll let you go ahead and do the honors of sharing who our sponsor is for next month.
Yes. So while at FWAP, I was able to meet up with David and Amanda, thank you. I'm having a brain fart. In person. So that was awesome. I got to see them. And if you watched our live, I may have let them cut the line. But they had their little kids with them. So I felt bad that they were at the end of the line. I'm sure they were waiting a long time. And I knew they were needed to get in and out since they had their prior engagement, but wanted to stop in. But anyways, so I was getting to chat with them, and they would love to be our sponsor for next month. So we graciously accepted. So we're looking forward to take an extra round in the fryer.
There you go. Extra crispy.
No more on the face, though. No more on the face. But yeah, I'll second that. I got to meet them there. They were super gracious, super awesome to see in person. And you know, it's really funny. Even on some of their Pop Shop lives, people kind of comment that, you know, between David and Amanda, they have like this show tune vibe, and like they're really good behind the camera. They're just like that in person too. I mean, they just got that voice and they got that charismatic ability. So it was really fun. Their little girls are super cute. I was like asking them, like, I saw you guys, you know, jump in on the videos. Do you love it? They're like, yeah, that's our favorite part. So they were really cool. I'm super excited to have them again as another sponsor. Thank you guys very, very much. As I've said before, they are working on launching their website. So I hope that it gets done and we can kind of test it out for them. I know in some brief chats, they have some really exciting stuff FiGPiN wise that they could put up on those websites. So definitely make sure you're tuning in and wait for the what the FiGPiN Fry Guy drops, because I think they'll be pretty darn cool.
Yeah, we're excited for sure. So we do apologize that we don't have the video to go ahead and play tonight to do a giveaway, but that just means next week we will go ahead and do 2 giveaways to go ahead and make up for the one that we missed this week. So go ahead and stay tuned for that. I'll go ahead and pass it to Alex to go ahead and wrap up the show.
All right. So I do want to mention that next week, I believe that we will have Professor FiGPiN on our show. So
a FiGPiN?
What the Professor FiGPiN?
So that's awesome. We get to talk to him. He was also volunteering at FWAP, so we can kind of get his thoughts on how it went and how it was volunteering versus just being an attendee like the year prior. So that should be a really interesting conversation to have with him. So looking forward to that.
Got to meet him in person. He was super, super cool. So we're gonna have a lot of fun next week. Excited to have him on.
For sure. So to end the show, John, do you have anything you want to discuss? Closing?
No, I mean, it's, you know, again, just wanted to one more time give a shout out to all of the volunteers. It was very appreciated for sure, all of the work that you guys did. Calvin, amazing job. You know, I'm sure that you know, Amato and the team could not have done as good of a job if it wasn't for you. So we appreciate all of the work that you did prior to the event as well, during the events. And then Amato, Eric, Dan, Travis, we even got to meet Travis's wife, right? It was like kind of a surprise. So that was awesome during the live show. But yeah, we just appreciate, you know, all the work that you and the entire team does. So thank you to everyone, as well as Allix and Battle. I totally appreciate you. You know, all of what you did for the weekend and promoting What the FiGPiN while at FWAP. So appreciate you guys.
Speaking of Travis, I even got to meet Travis's brother-in-law, Teddy. Apparently, he was working the purchasing tent.
Okay, all right, yeah, I think I remember talking to him.
Yeah, so it was really funny because then at the after party, I was like, "Hey, Travis, I met your brother," and he looked at me like I had 4 heads, and I was like, "Maybe it wasn't your brother." And then so he was eventually like, "Oh, you mean my brother-in-law?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, cool." But I was like, "Oh crap, did I just mess up?" I was pretty sure it was you. So, but yeah, it's so funny.
Well, if we happen to have any of the FiGPiN employees watching, thank you very much. It was super fun. Derek, if you're still watching, we would love to have you on the show to chat with you about what you do. Make sure you start putting the feelers out there. If Levi, if you're watching, it was super fun to hang out with him. Such a nice guy, super genuine. I met Jackie. She's like the operations person. I begged her so many times to come on and do an interview, but she was a little camera shy. She did promise me she was going to think about it though. So keep wearing her down. Samantha, it was super nice to meet you. Let's get Kyle on here. So make sure if you're watching, poke their buttons, tell them we want to hear all about you. So get them on. CMOS, we want you on. All of we want to chat with everybody. So it was super cool.
Kind of tagging on that. So if you guys, we don't really have July booked yet for guests to come on the show besides Professor FiGPiN. So if you are interested in coming on and talking with us, reach out to me and we will book some time and we will, it'd be awesome to talk to you guys. So
Frostazilla, make sure you reach out to Alex. I know you would have talked to me about it. I know, who was it? Why am I spacing his name? Just because I'm trying to think of it. Just a couple weeks ago, interviewee who's from Texas. OK Mello said Space Ghost. We need to try to get Space Ghost on. There's a couple other ones. So we are excited. Reach out to Alex. Let's get you signed up.
I'm the talent booking, so just message me on any kind of forum and I will get you guys situated and put on the calendar. So
Nearby Leprechaun, Jesse, super cool cat. Make sure to get him on here too. Oh man, we could go for days. We'll never not have a guest celebrity if we really tried, because there's so many awesome people.
For sure. I do want to mention, since there are lots of newer people coming on our show, or at least watching our show, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are still on our mission to 1,000 subscribers. We have an awesome giveaway once we hit that 1,000 subscribers. Should we kind of tell them what that?
Should I show maybe just a little bit more?
That doesn't really.
I see an F. Oh, look at that background. If you know your pins,
see if I can get
the corner of the background.
Wait, why is it not like picking me up? Come on, make me go big. So there's a little bit more of a hint, guys. So yeah, 1,000 subscribers is going to be a big giveaway, guys.
Huge giveaway. So
huge.
Make sure huge, right, John? Huge. So please make sure you are subscribing to us. We'd love to bring you more content. Just keep following along. We appreciate all of you. So if you guys don't have anything else.
The only other things I could think of is I believe they're still going on. I got to meet I'm Tufu again. She's super cool. She's doing a Woody giveaway, an AP Woody giveaway right now. Make sure
Midnight has one, I think, as well, right?
Midnight Geek has an AP Mickey from the parks that's going on. So make sure to go follow them. Make sure you see what their giveaways are. Enter for a chance to win. I'm sure there's a few I'm missing. I apologize, but there are some really cool things going on right now.
For sure. All right. Well, I don't need to ask you guys how we end our show. Do you guys remember?
I think so. Pretty sure. Dad, are you gonna do the countdown for us?
3, 2, 1.
Boost awesome.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a great evening, everyone.